Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 2, Episode 2, Recap and Review, Hidden Inventory, Episode 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, begins with one of the Curse Group Q members begging Getou to save him from one of the cursed spirits. He threatens that his comrade Bayer will mess him up if he doesn't, but Satoru sends Getou a picture, indicating he defeated him already. At the same time, Fushiguro watches a boat competition, and his comrade wonders why he's lazying around. Fushiguro says he's waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike at Satoru and wants someone else to weaken him. We learn that Fushiguro is a sorcerer killer, is terrible with money, and has some potential relation to Megumi. Meanwhile, Satoru and Getou question if they should take the star plasma vessel girl, Riko, to the hospital. Riko awakens and slaps Satoru, questioning if he works for the men who attacked her. Getou informs Riko that he isn't with them, but Riko's not buying it and insults Getou. Riko's friend Kuroi arrives and sees the boys tormenting Riko. Getou explains his curse manipulation technique to the girls as Satoru belittles Riko for her rude behavior. Riko declares that she's Tengen, and they should declare her as Tengen even after assimilating with him in the future. Satoru and Getou ignore her and believe they won't feel bad sending her off now that they know her behavior. Riko realizes she's late for school and orders Satoru and Getou to take her there. Satoru calls Masamichi, and he informs Satoru that he and Getou must comply with Riko's demands since Tengen wants them to. Getou reminds Satoru what will happen to Riko when she's assimilated and explains why it makes sense for Tengen to want Riko to live a pleasant life for the time being. Kuroi tells our boys that Riko doesn't have a family because she lost her parents in an accident when she was little. Kuroi's taken care of her since then, and asks Getou and Satoru to let Riko have fun with her friends before her assimilation. Getou tells Satoru to head to Riko's side because 2 of the cursed spirits he sent her way got exorcised. The trio head to her school, and Kuroi tells them that Riko could be in the school's music room or chapel. Satoru heads for the chapel. Kuroi takes the music room, and Getou visits the other vacant areas. Meanwhile, Fushiguro speaks with his comrade over the phone about his plan, and we learn that Star Religious Group paid him 30 million yen for Riko's bounty. Further, she explains that if Riko dies, the deposit will vanish, resulting in Fushiguro not getting the full reward. Fushiguro says that no one can kill the star plasma vessel if Satoru's nearby due to Satoru's powers. Fushiguro's unsure if he can kill Satoru but tells his comrade he'll leave the bounty for Riko's head up for 47 hours and let his fools weaken Satoru and the others with him. Something bugs Fushiguro, so he plans to head out and intervene in their foray. He hangs up on his comrade and leaves the restaurant. Meanwhile, Getou stumbles upon an enemy and engages in a mind-numbing, intense bout with him. After receiving a brief flashback of the enemy's past, Getou makes quick work of his foe and asks him where his allegiance lies. Satoru enters the chapel and finds Riko and her friends inside. Her friends lose their minds over Satoru's beauty, and Satoru's leaning into their lust for him. Their instructor tells the girls to pipe down, but secretly hands Satoru her phone number. Satoru pulls Riko aside, and they head for Jujutsu High. Kuroi stumbles upon another enemy, and with Getou's help, defeats him. Getou and Kuroi plan to follow Satoru to Jujutsu High. Getou informs Satoru of intel he received from the man he defeated. At the same time, the one he helped Kuroi fight escapes to fight Satoru. He tells Satoru that someone placed a 30 million bounty on Riko's head from an underground cursed website. Getou says these men have until 11 a.m., the day after tomorrow, to complete their mission. Satoru fights his companion's enemies and toys with him. After showing off and failing at his technique, the episode closes with Riko informing Satoru that someone captured Kuroi. The episode review. This episode gives fans much to contemplate concerning Fushiguro and his potential. He seems to be the type of villain that likes to work from the shadows and combat his foes when they're at their lowest. At the same time, we can't help but question what his ties are to one of the show's protagonists, Megumi. Whether he's affiliated with him or not begs to be seen. Riko and Kuroi receive fine introductions in this chapter. Overall, this was a fun episode. It wasn't as spectacular as the first one, but has enough compelling fights, funny interactions, and insight to keep folks invested and ready for the next one. Thanks for watching.